Hi, I'm Mark the Crown and Caliber, and welcome to Hidden Gems. Watches can only take so many different shapes, the most common of which is round. And if you like to branch away from that, one of the more popular ones is the TAG Heuer Monaco, that's beautiful square case. But if you want to take it a step further and come up with a real oddball, well, this is one of my favorites. It's the TAG Heuer Monaco LS. So let's get into it. So let's start with the brief history of the Monaco. When TAG took over Heuer, they relaunched the Monaco with the help of the marketing magic of Steve McQueen. They took an initially very unpopular watch when it was first launched and made it the icon of the brand. Typically, when you have something that's so successful and becomes an icon of a brand, you don't mess with it. Think of the Submariner and how it's barely changed in over 50 years. And for the most part, the base Monaco stayed that way, but TAG did push the envelope quite a bit. And they made something called the Monaco V4, a watch unlike any other watch out there. It does not use gear-to-gear transmission, but instead uses a belt drive system with a belt that's thinner than a human hair to drive all the gearing around the movement. Instead of using a rotor weight to wind the watch, it uses weights on rail system to move back and forth to wind the mainsprings. There's nothing about this watch and its gearing and its winding system that relates to anything else out there. You gotta give them credit for that. They pushed the envelope. And on top of just the gearing, it's also not the typical Monaco shape. It has a square-ish design. It's kind of a bloated square. It's a little taller. The sapphire crystal goes across it and down the sides. It's an interesting shape that kind of gives a modern take to the Monaco case shape. And all of that could be had for the low, low price of about 100 grand. So your everyday watch. So what we have here is not the Monaco V4. It does take the case shape from it. It does take the sapphire crystal from it, and it takes a little bit of the design elements on the dial. It also takes kind of that free spirit that the Monaco V4 had. The Monaco LS. This watch has some things in common with your typical chronograph. It has a large second hand for the chronograph at the 6 o'clock position. It has the hour counter for the chronograph. It has pushers, a crown, and a strap. That's about where the similarities end to a typical chronograph. Let's start with the simplest part that is on the normal side that's seen kind of often, is at 12 o'clock. The date has a before and after date. So you have the date in the center and it shows more of the date wheel so you can see what's before and after. This is seen sometimes on the Cartier Caliber de Cartier. It's not too uncommon, but it's a little unusual. The real weird comes when you look at the 9 o'clock position. It's what's called a Centrograph. It's a semicircular design that stays in one place and has two different hands that come across it. One hand that's used for minute 1 through 15 and another for minutes 16 through 30. This is a very unusual thing. Besides an artwork and the Glashütte Original Pantograph, I do not remember seeing this on another watch. It's a different way of showing the running minutes, and it really gives a unique feel to the watch, but the oddball of oddballs that's seen almost never comes at 3 o'clock. It's a linear second system. The Linearseconds was first invented by Patek Philippe with the 3414 Cobra. The least Patek Philippe watch you've ever seen in your life. It is an odd boy, and because of that, it only reached the prototype phase. Years later, Urwerk actually took that design and brought forward a pure linear time-telling watch. And of all people, Aorus came out with a linear second watch once. It is a very, very unusual time-telling device to see. When we start talking about watches, we usually get into the minutiae of things. This watch changed 1 millimeter here. This watch changed the date from here to here. Little things that make a giant difference in the way we look at a watch. TAG took a watch that was an icon and threw almost everything out the window. The only thing this has in common is a square shape and it's a chronograph. It brings different time-telling devices onto it that each individually is very rare. To see all of those items in one watch, you won't find it anywhere else. The Monaco V4 is a high horology watch that costs high horology money. This is a feature-rich watch that is unlike anything out there, but its price comparison is to that of a regular Monaco, not the $100,000 one it's based off of. For some of us, we want the basic watch. Nice round watch, tells the time and date. Sometimes you want something different. You want something that stands out from the crowd that says, I like the oddball. That is what this watch is. And for me, that makes the TAG Heuer Monaco LS a hidden gem. Thank you for joining me as we looked at the Monaco LS. If there's another watch out there that tells time in a different way, let us know in the comments. Take a look at it. See you next time on Hidden Gems.